Hello and welcome. Here we are, January 6th, 2022. We're just a few days away from the end of the regular season of the NFL. Beautiful day. Some teams got some stuff going on for this weekend. We will have the betting show tomorrow with Big Amo highlighting Week 17. Remember to go check out Iggy's Fantasy and Betting for all your fantasy and betting needs. Go check out Super Draft Pro, man. Sign up from there. Doesn't matter what state you live in. You can bet legally. You can make DFS lineups, basketball, football, tons of sports as you can bet on and make lineups for UFC, all that stuff, man. So go check it out. Give it a listen. Be a part of the show. And today's show, man, we're just going to highlight it. Thursday's show, as you guys know. So what we're doing is we're just going to go back and we're going to review the top three scorers at every position. So, meaning, guys that help people get to championships. Let's look at the teams players that help people throughout the season, players that helped them in the late season. I mean, like Joe Burrow, my God, if you had him in any best balls, congratulations, man. That's just how it goes. But having said that, we do have I'll look back at some of the top performances, and this will all be based off of the Fantasy Football Sevens format, so scoring that I modified and I created, and I think it's one of the best scorings out there, regardless of any format. I think you could adopt this. But here we go, man. With no further ado, we're going to break it down all positions, all right? So, starting out with the quarterback, we have Josh Allen coming in as the highest point scorer in Fantasy Football Sevens. My man, Josh Allen, bro. His brother had Kawasaki's disease. We're going to see if we can get him in and on this. Josh Allen had 462 points. That leads all scorers, including defenses. So way to go, man. Josh Allen did the deal. 462 points. Patrick Mahomes had 455. And then Jalen Hurts come in at 417. My man, Aaron Rodgers, came in at 409. So you can see you have scrambling quarterbacks, and then you have more traditional, awesome passing quarterbacks. But the truth is, Aaron Rodgers he has 4 rushing touchdowns and 129 yards on the ground. Patrick Mahomes has 388 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. They're not known for being running quarterbacks, but they still run a lot. Aaron Rodgers, when it's all said and done, is going to have an incredible rushing total. He's going to have well over 2,000 yards, I think. He's going to have multiple touchdowns, more than several running backs that have played this game as a career. So just, be careful knocking that. You want those guys that get those yards, because 129 rushing yards from a quarterback may not seem like a lot, but it's, that's 120 points, and those 4 touchdowns are 24 more points from Aaron Rodgers. But once again, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, top 3. The number 1 running back. Oh, these are all projections. No wonder. I was wondering what was going on. Let's go back and redo that. So it's still the same 4 for fantasy production. Josh Allen, 436. Patrick Mahomes, 396. Jalen Hurts, 306. Well, wait a minute. What's going on here? There we go. Let's start this all over. I'm so sorry about that. The top scoring quarterback in the Fantasy Football Sevens format was Tom Brady, 457 points. Justin Herbert had 450. Josh Allen had 436, all going well over their projections. Tom Brady had 2 rushing touchdowns, believe it or not. That's the difference. That's the reason he's the number 1 quarterback, because he has those 2 rushing touchdowns. It's kind of hard to believe. But Tom Brady, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, top 3 quarterbacks. When we go to the running back, no surprise here, Jonathan Taylor, number 1, and it's by over 100 points in the Fantasy Football Sevens format. Jonathan Taylor has 377 points. The next closest person is Joe Mixon, 276, 101 points less at the position. My God, that's how you made it, Phil. The number 3 running back, Austin Eckler. I can't believe I traded him away opening day. What an idiot. But the other 2 are pretty close. Like Nixon 276, Eckler 274, Harris 273, Cordero Patterson 242. So Nixon will get past this week, meaning Eckler will move up in that. When we go to wide receivers, no surprise, Cooper Kupp, number 1, 381, 80 points more than the second place. Deebo Samuel, who has 301. Devontae Adams has 301 as well, and he missed a game. Keep that in mind. And Jamar Chase right behind him with 300, but there you go. Cooper Kupp, Samuel, Adams, Chase, Jefferson. I don't see that list changing too much over the years. The tight end, the highest scoring tight end, which isn't a required position in fantasy football sevens, but you can start too, like I said. 256 points for Mark Andrews. How about that? Blew Travis Kelce out of the water with 220. And then George Kittle's next with 169. So the tight end production, there's nothing that changes. This is the exact reason why I don't require a tight end. Because if you don't get one of the top two tight ends, then you're going to be constantly playing catch up in this position. And it's just not fair, particularly in a 16-team league. Can you imagine having the 16th ranked tight end or the 18th ranked tight end running out there and you have to start one? In bigger leagues, let's abolish the tight end. Let's just abolish the tight end regardless. Set up your format like fantasy football sevens. Get rid of the tight end. Add an extra flex. Let people have some maneuverability so you don't have to play these worthless tight ends. And this is coming from somebody that was an all-district Texas tight end, baby. I should love the tight end position more than anybody in the world. And I do. I love it for reality. I think it's one of the most athletically demanding positions. I think it's one of the most mentally demanding positions on the offensive side of the field outside of like center and quarterback possibly. Even probably more than quarterback to an extent at some point because you have to know the playbook for everything, for blocking, for receiving, for slot. So I respect the tight end position, but for fantasy, I mean, come on, guys. Let's just be real. 256, 220, and then we drop all the way down to 169 and 156. I mean, the third person is almost 100 points away, and it's just not many points. So let's just get rid of the tight end position, please. Kicker. How about this? Kickers matter. I want to compare the kicker to the tight end position. So 256, 220, 169. We go over to the kicker position, which people bitch about, and I've never understood that. And then how did I fix it? Let's look at the top three here. Nick Falk, 212. Matt Gay, 201. Justin Tucker, 201. Daniel Carlson, 199. Chris Boswell, 193. There's a ways to make the kicker worth it. There's no reason to get. I mean, the Fantasy Football Sevens Charity Tournament was won because of Chris Boswell's excellent 4 field goal made night and 2 extra point made night. If he would have missed 2 of those, if he would have missed 1 of those, Tyler's not going to win the championship. How exciting to have a whole tournament come down to a kicker on Monday night. I say this on this season all the damn time. Can you imagine the joy of winning because of your kicker on a Monday night game on the last game of the week? Well, imagine winning the tournament with the kicker on the last game of the fucking season. I mean, can you imagine the joy? Like, why? Why do people like taking the joy out of fantasy football, taking the points out of fantasy football? No, we're gonna get rid of the kicker. We're gonna get rid of the defenses, and we're just gonna have offense scoring points out because we like points. Well, bullshit. You can't like points if you take the kicker out. You're taking 212 points out, taking 201 points out, more than the goddamn tight end, and you'll still want to keep the worthless tight end in. Fix fantasy football, everybody. I don't get on my high horse too much, but this is something I'm very proud of. I think I've set up an excellent system for format. I think I've set up an excellent point system to make it make sense. Quit bitching about having kickers and defensive players. Get your ass in gear and get up to the point, because if you can get a kicker that's got over 200 points in the top 3, every one of them, which is way more than the tight end, then I think I fixed the problem. And you guys need to get on with the show. Here's where some of you might complain, and I'll take that. That's fine. Because the defenses in this are really set up. People are like, oh, the defenses only get, 8 negative points, and you only get 6 points, and it's just not worth it. Like, my God, are you that stupid that you can't fix an issue that's right in front of you that you have complete and utter control over? I mean, come on, guys, get it in gear. Buffalo Bills defense, 525 points on the season for my defense. How about that, huh? That's how you score the defense, right? Let's go back and review it and compare it to quarterbacks. Quarterbacks, 457, 450, 436, 403. All right, we go over here, we look back at the defenses again. 525 for Buffalo, 498 for the Patriots defense, 462 for the New Orleans Saints, 446 for the Dallas Cowboys, 443 for the Chicago Bears. So there's a little bit of advantage to the defense, but hey, hashtag where's the D, babe? Why don't you like watching great defenses dominate? Why don't you like watching great defenses get 19 interceptions, 23 interceptions, getting 43 sacks as the case with the New Orleans Saints, or 46 sacks as the case with the Chicago Bears? Hell, that's the only thing Chicago Bears fans had to freaking enjoy this year. Don't give me that Justin Fields bullshit. We all knew he wasn't ready, but damn it if your defense didn't come out to play this season. Robert Quinn setting the sack record. Hey, that's happy. Let's let the Bears fans be happy about their freaking fantasy defense, because they don't have any offensive players to be who are you going to be happy about? Mooney? Allen Robinson? Andy Dalton, Nick Foles. You're going to be really happy with David Montgomery's performance this year? No. The whole fantasy joy for Chicago, which is the biggest freaking media in the NFL. And I hear these Chicago people bitch about defenses. And your defense is the only thing holding you freaking up this season. Your defense is the only thing that you have to cheer about this season. So don't give me that shit, you Chicago media people. Oh, take out the defense. Take out the kickers. Because I can't handle, changing the scoring format. Let's just get rid of them. Get rid of them because I can't handle it. Just get rid of it. What do you do when you don't like a part of your house? You just get rid of it. I don't like my nephew. Let's just get rid of it. Let's get rid of my cousin. I don't like that son of a bitch. Get him out of here. Those are the people that, if people are telling you that rhetoric on how to fix your fantasy football league, imagine how they go about fixing the rest of their life. All right, they don't tackle a solution to keep it with the defensive metaphor. They're not tackling shit. They got Derrick Henry coming at them. They're going to run away. You don't want those people in your life. You want people that can adjust. You want people that can fix. You want people that can adapt. You want people that can overcome. Get rid of the defense. Like, what kind of idiot are you? Can you not you don't have any comprehension skills or able to remedy anything? Moving along, going to the defensive line. One of the lowest scoring positions for the IDPs. Let's see how that balanced out. Let's compare that to tight ends or wide receivers or running backs. Number one, TJ Watt, 325 freaking points, 80 more than the next person. If he doesn't get Defensive Player of this year, we riot. We are freaking rioting if he doesn't get it this year. Aaron Donald, 245. Myles Garrett coming in at 245 as well, rounding out the top three. Then we have Nick Bosa, 241. Cameron Hayward, 233. So if we go compare that to the running backs, Jonathan Taylor had an excellent year. Then we go 276, 274, 273. You go to the defensive lineman, like I said, 325, 245, 245. Basically the exact same. See how this pointing system is fixed? There's nothing wrong with it. How easy it is. It's just easy. Don't bitch. Fix. Don't be a fusser. Be a fixer, right? That's just how it goes down to. All right, when you go to linebackers, TJ Watt, like I said, he's got the dual designation. I'm not super happy about it. I think it's kind of a cheat code. I think somebody as great as TJ Watt needs to be lined up and be a linebacker. They play a 3-4 defense, let's just call it. But since he's not, he's also the top linebacker with the exact same point total, 324, and he's smashed Michael Parsons, who's at 284. And then we got Foyo Alukan, who I told you guys had an excellent season. He was a Week 16 start, he was the Week 17 start linebacker, my number one must-start linebacker, and he delivered on every aspect of the damn deal, right? 281 points as well for Foyo Alukan. Roquan Smith, 261. Devondre Campbell, man, 256, questionable. We got to get him healthy for the playoffs. Come on now, let's make a push, baby. Where's the defensive back? Rounding up our positions. So linebacker, one of the most important positions in the IDPs. We go compare that to wide receiver. Cooper Kupp, 381. Deebo Samuel, 301. Devontae Adams, 301. When I go look at linebackers, 325, 284, 281. Are you trying to tell me this isn't the best point format, equally balanced format there is out there? I know a lot of people like other formats, but that IDP format doesn't keep the consistency with the value as offensive players. Once you adopt this format, your IDPs are just as valuable, if not more valuable, than your offensive players, and you're going to have a lot of freaking fun playing fantasy football, getting points on every freaking play. All right, let's go back to DB, Kevin Byard. I told you he's going to have an all-pro year. He probably is, man. 225 points. Trevon Diggs, 224 points. Kellen Moore, 211 points. So once again, one of the hardest positions to get points for because they don't get a lot of tackles. Leading tackler is Curse with 99. You got some guys that come in and play in the box like Harrison Smith, Derwin James, but they don't get sacks, they don't get fumbles, they don't get much interceptions because they're in the box. All right, so it's hard to make it. Like Trevon Diggs got there with his 11 interceptions. He's got 52 tackles, which is hardly any. But those 11 interceptions really helped him out, and he got him the number 2 scoring. There's a way to make it happen, man. That's what I get mad at when I got to the point I can't hardly listen to some people in the media because they're like, "I just get rid of the defense," because they set a DFS lineup and their defense they didn't have the right defense, and they just bitch and complain. Watch out for those people like that. All they do is bitch and complain. And I'm not bitching and complaining. I'm telling you how to fix a solution, and I'm complaining about the complainers because they get on my nerves. Don't be a fusser, be a fixer, baby. That's all it boils down to. That's the point format for the fantasy football sevens. It all makes sense. It's all balanced. The proof is in the pudding, man. There's just no way to go about it. I'm going to post it on Twitter to show you the balance. You can play with defense. You can play with IDPs together. Don't let somebody try to cubbyhole you in their ideology of what's good for fantasy football. Not even me. If you don't like my ideology, that's fine. But don't bitch about, defenses. Don't bitch about IDPs whenever this solution right here shows you that the value is there. It's the best, man. And I'm going to always hang my hat on it, and I'm going to keep introducing it to the world because it's the way fantasy football should be played. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. I love you guys. We'll be back tomorrow with Big Amo, and we're going to, be getting after the betting. Take it easy. We'll have to see what's going on there. And there'll be a lot of substitutions. Could be a really, really weird DFS lineup to win it all. We might even cover that. Tomorrow's show might be a little longer. We'll actually get to sit down and enjoy it. All right. You guys have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. And Iggy out.